Hey guys, today I'm going to take you through a step-by-step framework on how to go out to market and go and land a seven-figure deal for your company. So this is off the back of some work we've done for a couple of clients in the past, where we've gone through and landed deal sizes from 1 million all the way up to $2.8 million in revenue. And I'm going to take you behind the curtains and show you exactly what we did to get the leads coming through, get the offers on the table, and get the deal signed and the accounts paid. So we'll dive straight into it. Everything I'm about to take you through goes through our 6-step framework. We kind of call it our pirate treasure map. It's a piece-by-piece, step-by-step process that really helps us to understand the market and ultimately get the leads from the market and turn them into clients. Step 1 of the process is actually looking at your offer. And it's not just what do you sell, what do you do, right? That's kind of very surface level. A lot of the information out there is based on, hey, let's talk about the offer, how can we make it a better offer? But the truth of it is, if you want a big deal in the 7-figure, 8-figure range potentially, you've got to look at the offer across a whole bunch of different steps. It's not just the contract getting signed, it's every single part from what gets their attention through to what do they need to speak about, what information do they need to get before making the next step in the buying process. Because honestly, with most of these big deals, it's never a one-step sales process. So you need to have an offer and messaging sorted out for every step of the way. And step 2 is looking at who our clients are. So I'm going to give you some context into how we did this for our clients, because that might make more sense for you. So the one client in particular I'm going to speak about in terms of this process is a client in the financial services space. If you've done any work in the financial services space, you'll know that it's highly regulated. In some areas, there's not a lot you can do to differentiate, and there's a lot of competition. What we did for our client was really narrow down on their ideal dream clients, right? The idea of a dream 100, and really go into who they are and played in industries where they had more flexibility to talk about the points of differentiation, to talk about their case study and their USP. So with our client, we went back to the drawing board and looked at every single client that had served over the past 18 to 24 months and found the best ones in terms of profitability, in terms of deal size, in terms of how quickly it was to close a deal, and also in terms of did we just like working with them or not. And so from looking at that, we found that there were 2 key industries for our clients that were kind of open in terms of what we could do and say with our marketing message. And they were also needing a service or the service to be provided in a way that the competitors weren't. And so that was a key thing that helped them differentiate and start talking to the bigger corporate and enterprise clients within their market. Now, once you've got an offer for every step of your sales process, once you know who it is you serve, how you serve them, what makes you different, and how you can help them, next step is to actually build the campaign, right? Because it's all well and good to know what to do, but now you've actually got to go and do it. No one's going to walk through and plonk $1 million check on your table. You've got to go and actually make it happen. You've got to go make it rain. Next step is step 3 in the process, and this is where we start going out to market and getting the market's attention. Now, this again is a little bit different from a lot of the other marketing talk out there with Facebook ads and funnels and things like that, because big enterprise deals typically don't really come through on something like a Facebook ads. Now, most CEOs that I know of Fortune 500 companies aren't really browsing around on Facebook, clicking on the ads every single day. It's a different process to actually get into them. So our favorite strategy and method is to actually use direct outreach by email, by direct mail, as in sending them something to post, or going to conferences or networking events where we can meet them. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to focus on what actually worked for our client, and that was direct email outreach. When you think about email outreach and you think about how to put a campaign together, there's 2 parts, right? Yes, you need emails, but more importantly, you kind of need someone to send the emails to. So the first part of this is to get an email list created. Personally, I've spent over $10,000 buying lists and renting lists and going for list brokers, and I might as well take that money to a casino and put it all on red, because the quality is not there and it was a complete waste of money. So for our clients, we actually go and build a list from scratch. We go to a whole bunch of databases, including things like LinkedIn or Google, whatever it is, and we build a customized, personalized list where we know so much about every single person that goes onto that list. And so when we go through and build a list that way, you know that every single person you're reaching out to is a good lead for you. By now, you should really know who your ideal target audience is and their pains and frustrations and the normal ICP, ideal client profile stuff. You should also have done the offer on each step of the sales process, remembering it's not just a contract, it's literally what are you offering them at every time you talk or email them. And now you've got an email list. Next step, naturally, is to go and write the emails. And I can spend probably weeks really geeking out about this kind of stuff, but I'll give you a high-level overview of what we put into the emails. Emails have 5 key elements, or 3 and plus 2 kickers, or what I call superchargers. The first 3 very essential elements, 1 is value. What's in it for them? So every time I see a poorly written cold email, it's all about us, right? Like, here's our services, here's who we are, here's what we do, but no one really cares, especially if you're going cold. So make the email about them, make it about the value to them. And the second bit is social proof. Now, if you're coming out of the cold, if they don't know who you are, I wouldn't recommend talking about your brand or your company unless you're actually well known around the world. What's a better play in terms of social proof is to talk about clients you've worked with or other companies like them that you've serviced in the past. So if you can, always include social proof because it's a very strong element in building trust with someone who doesn't know who you are to at least get some time to figure out if you're the right fit. Element 3 of the perfect cold email, let's call it, is humor or personality. Now, I don't mean that if you're not funny, if you don't tell jokes normally, don't put jokes into email because when they get on the phone with you, they're going to be like, this person is completely different. There's going to be a massive disconnect. What I do mean though is to have some personality and let your personality shine in those emails. So you don't have to send boring emails. You don't have to send super corporate emails that start with dear sir or madam. Really put your flavor and your personality into emails because at the end of the day, it's all human to human marketing. So those are the 3 essentials. And then if you can have a trigger, right, which is a reason why you're reaching out, that's a supercharger. It's going to give you so much better results if you can use a really good trigger. And obviously, if you have an offer that you've worked out in terms of how you can get the initial conversation, that's always going to be really helpful as well. That was the 4th step, which is creating the assets. Now, you've written the emails, you've got everything else ready. Now we've got to go to market and send those emails out. For our clients, typically the leads start coming in from the first couple of days, first week of us getting a campaign out. But there's a step here that a lot of other marketing people forget, right? And it's what happens after a lead comes in, because not every single lead is going to miraculously turn into a client. So at this step, we also look at lead nurturing. So what can we send them before the phone call or before the initial sales call? What can we send them after the sales call? How can we nurture a lead to make the sales process smoother, faster, and easier? And that is step number 5. And then when all that is said and done, you should have a pretty good pipeline of leads coming through. You should have some companies that are interested now and some companies that are interested later. And what you need to do is to then go back to step number 1 and look at the learnings, look at the data, analyze what you could have done better or what worked really well, and do even better next time. And so when you go through and follow the 6 step-by-step processes, you probably will start opening the doors to some really interesting conversations and relationships. And that is how we help our clients get deals that range from 500K to 1.2 million to 1.8 and beyond. You'd be surprised at how many doors you can open if you do this in a really strategized and methodical way. If you want more information about it, I'll leave some links below where you can go and download some templates or check out more information about how we help our clients get amazing leads and amazing deals and clients themselves. So as a recap, the 6 steps are: 1, figure out the offer you're going to make at every step of the way. What is the offer to get them interested or to say, yeah, I wouldn't mind having the conversation? What is the offer to go through and have a sales call? What is the offer to sign the contract at the end? 2 is all about your people. Who are your dream 100? Who are your dream leads? And what do they care about that you can provide them with in terms of value? 3 is all about building that email list and the list that you want to contact. 4 is all about writing a perfect cold email or a great email that even if they're not interested in using your services, they'll reply back and say, hey, that was a cool email. Not in the market right now, but great job. 5 was all about sending the emails out and nurturing the leads that come back. And 6, the most underrated step, it's all about optimization, looking at the numbers, looking at the results and doing better with your next campaign time and time and time again, and split testing as much as you can. So with all that being said, if you want to see this in a written down format, if you want to see some of the templates that we send to market that gets amazing results, 70% open rates, 40% reply rates, we've got some links below where you can go and download some templates and download the roadmap so you can use it in your organization to fill your sales pipeline and to get some awesome leads and clients coming through.